Hello there, juniors. Ms. Tapia here. I'm going to help you figure out how to tackle this research project for your ethics class, your social justice project. So I'm first going to direct you here to this SHC LibGuide. I've put a bunch of resources here for you. And once you click on that, you're going to see that your first step, or your step 0 before you start anything, is to set up your Noodle Tools project. So very quickly, Noodle Tools, I log in with my Google account, my shcp.edu account. And then I click on New Project, and I'm going to type in a project title. It can be anything. Keep in mind that your teachers and I can see it. But let's say, for example, for this one, I'm going to name it gun control, because that's what I want to talk about. I'm going to stick to MLA format, and I'm also going to stick to an advanced citation level. And I click submit, and that will lead me to my dashboard page. On this dashboard page, it says share with a project inbox. I need to share that with my teachers. So for example, if my teacher is Mr. Ruiz, I'm going to type in his name slowly, and you will see that there's a bunch of projects I can choose from here. But if I am in his block 4, for example, I will simply make sure I click on the right one, right? So Ruiz 2021, Ethics Block 4. If your teacher is Miss Baldanzi, then it would be Baldanzi 2021, Ethics Block whatever. Make sure you take care of that. And we will click Done. Okay, so now my teacher and I, the librarian, can see it. Well, you know you have done it correctly if once you click on this, it'll lead you to this LibGuide. The next thing I want to quickly go over with you before we jump in is I want you to understand that you are required to find at least 5 sources for this project. So you can go above and beyond that, but just know that for this year, in this pandemic year, we are requiring 5 sources. That is half of the amount we usually require when we're all in school. So I hope that that encourages you all to do extra well, because just know that you kind of got a break this year. Of those 5 sources, the first one must be a topic overview page. The second one must be must contain an official Catholic magisterial teaching and be a primary source. I will also break that down in the next couple of videos. Your third source is it must contain information that supports your point of view on the issue. So to be very broad, if I were against the death penalty, for example, I would need to find an article that is also against the death penalty and has some points of view there or pieces of information that can support my position. Now, another source, this fourth source that I have here, must contain information that opposes or criticizes or differs from my point of view. So something that perhaps supports the fact that the death penalty is used on people, right? So it's not always going to be black and white like that. So it's not always going to be for or against the death penalty, but you're going to have to find the nuances in people's argument to support or oppose your position, because we have to look up all of these differing viewpoints in order to have a very sound argument about and be able to convince others of our position. The last source here is totally up to you. So what that means is we know you're going to go into the open web and you're going to find some good information there. That's totally fine. Just keep in mind, of course, where you're getting it, if it is appropriate, if it's an appropriate source for your research. Test the credibility of the website you're getting your information from, the relevance of that information. So for example, if you're going to talk about the death penalty, we're not necessarily getting our information from Amazon.com. Okay, so keep that in mind. Is it a relevant website for my research? The authority of the source, so who is writing it and what is their expertise in that subject field. Accuracy, so if you're not sure about if information is accurate or not, it is always wise to go and check with a second source to make sure that it's saying the same thing, right? And then purpose. Again, that kind of ties back to the Amazon.com example of what is the purpose of this website. Amazon.com is you're there to buy stuff, right? Not necessarily to gather information on a topic as heavy as the death penalty.